From the Darker Than Black release, featuring our friend Sean Peck, that is Cage with Kill the Devil.
Hey, when Sean Peck sings a line, you know that Sean Peck is singing.
Exactly. Well, that's Kill the Devil, not Shout at the Devil.
That's right.
And speaking of Shout at the Devil, the original Devil Meisters are back with a hard-hitting single.
Yeah, this song, it's a, number one boss hit?
It's a boss hit-bound single from our friends over at Motley Crue.
Dude, when you first heard this, what was your initial reaction?
Again, our favorite question: why? Why?
Just why? What purpose could this possibly have? So bad.
Yeah, it's like what does Like a Virgin have to do with Motley Crue and the Dirt movie?
Or Madonna or anything? Nothing. Just garbage.
Yeah. Why would you cover this as a promotional piece for the Motley Crue movie?
And even further, they've been working on this, turning it into a movie for 10 fucking years at least, right? We've been hearing about this movie for 10 years.
Pretty much.
And in 10 years, they couldn't come up with a fourth track that could be related to the movie or the book. In 10 years. It's just lazy.
I agree, but it's a bizarre choice of a cover.
It really, not bizarre, stupid.
Yeah.
Terrible cover.
All right, well let's give it a listen if you haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, let's hear some of this, Jewel.
I like the auto-tune on Vince's voice.
Yeah, I know, because he's sure not singing in that register anymore.
Not anymore. No way.
No.
Well, the only thing that I could say about Vince, at least he's enunciating all the words.
Yeah, he's getting them all in. You got to wonder how many takes, though.
Yeah.
You got to wonder how many times he did the, I'm in it. No, Vince, stop. Cut. Try again.
Maybe they made him sing like one line at a time.
One word. And action. Cut. That's a take. Next one. Made. Take. That's a take. So fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Ugh.
There we go. And his vocals are just so buried.
Yeah, well, they don't want you to actually hear them.
Well, yeah, true, but I mean, you know, it's just like it's just so buried in the mix, right. and just full of reverb.
The only thing that I will give an ounce of credit to, and it's barely an ounce, is that Tommy's drums are fucking booming on this song.
Yeah, well, the production on this, I will admit that it is definitely bass heavy.
Yeah, it's definitely thick sounding, but oof. Why this song? All the songs. Now, we'll find out next week when everybody sits down to watch The Dirt, you know, as I'm sure everybody will. And have you noticed that there's still no reviews of it out there anywhere?
None.
That's not a good sign. That's really not a good sign. It's out next Friday, and there's no reviews of the movie yet. And somehow I'm not thinking it's because it's some top secret embargo that everybody's honoring. I'm thinking it stinks and people don't want to say it.
Or they realize that it's a turd and they just don't want any bad reviews out there before it launches.
Well, the band, I'm sure, from what I heard, is that for people to get copies of it, to get screeners of it, they actually had to sign a thing saying that they would not talk about it until it was out.
Yeah, confidentiality agreement.
Yeah. So, but that right there says that even the band or the band's management doesn't have faith in it. Because if people were going to say that it's great, why would they want that not to be said?
Exactly.
If they thought it was truly a great movie, why would the band or its management not want reviews out there saying, "Oh, you got to see this. It's fucking the best."
Yeah.
It captures the essence of the book. But they're not saying that. Instead, they're everybody's being quiet. Nikki's trying to backtrack off of chapters in the book.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a second after we do this review, because that was my next thing up.
Okay.
All right. Now, do you think, and again, I don't know what the thought process is here, but do you think that Motley chose this song only because it's a known song and there might be a possibility of getting some airplay out there just on the strength of the popularity of the songs? Oh, hey, check this out. Motley did a cover of Like a Virgin.
Like crossover?
Yeah, kind of like, this isn't for the hardcore fans. This is for the, the casual fan that knows the name Motley Crue, but they know the song, and it's just like, oh, hey, Motley did a cover version of Like a Virgin, You
know what? It's funny you bring this up, because I was different band, but same thought process. I was thinking about this today, driving around, of the new Buck Cherry album is out. I don't know if you know it. It's called War Paint.
Well, I saw somebody mention that they had purchased it, or that's what they were after, but I did not see anything about it or hear any tunes from it at all.
Well, I will say it is fucking great. For people that like Buck Cherry, it is a fucking great record. With the exception of the 9 Inch Nails cover, Head Like a Hole.
Okay.
Which is what they put out as the first single, was Head Like a Hole. And I was thinking about it today. I was listening to it today, and I was like, what a terrible song. Why would they do this? And then I had the same thought that you have right now with Motley is, well, maybe rock radio will pick up on it because it's a familiar song, and it gives them enough ability to put in a familiar song from an old band.
Right.
And it's funny you bring that up with this, but no one wants to hear Motley Crue singing Madonna songs. I mean, nobody.
Unless you're the minivan mom who used to be a hardcore 80s chick, and now you're an overweight, middle-aged mom.
Could be. Look at Nathan from Kentucky. Mr. Buck Cherry doesn't like the War Paint record. Man, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Oh, that's interesting. Nathan's a hardcore Buck Cherry guy.
I know. He's a real hardcore. He even liked that stupid Fuck record, the one where every song had the name Fuck in the title.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're probably right. Management probably said, we might be able to get this onto rock radio for a minute, and that'll draw attention to the movie, and that'll make some downloads, and and it's like, okay. Instead, all their even the hardest core Motley fans are not liking this.
Well, I don't think this was made for the hardcore Motley fans. I think this is for the the middle-aged minivan driving, sweatpants wearing moms.
Right, or people that won't even notice it. It's just some background song in a movie.
True.
Yeah, that's it. Ugh.
Hail and Kill caller, you're on the air.
Yes, Neeley, I think that's why they're doing this.
Well, I'm glad you concur.
Well, thank you for that. Listen, first of all, you two bastards, the CMS is like pizza. I mean, it's something that you don't think can get any better, and then you go and do a free-for-all hour on the Mob, not just covering the hit, but then you go around America covering, like, the 5 families like they've never been covered before. That was stunning.
Well,
stunning.
Well, I don't think it was all that stellar. It's just that both Chris and I just have a fascination with that kind of stuff, and it's not like I'm an expert. I don't think Chris considers himself an expert. We're just fans.
It was good, man. It was a good freaking segment.
Well,
and the whole chat room was going nuts over it. I enjoyed it.
Good.
But yeah, in Chris's book, the Turbo book, I didn't know that Priest had a shot at being in the Top Gun movie. And I just don't think that, I think Motley Crue does think that way. They think about any possible profit potential, and I absolutely think that's why they would choose a song like this. Airplay and a whole new audience they're hoping for to maybe ride the coattails of a song like that. So that's my opinion. What the hell do I know? I just wanted to call in, man. It's been a long time.
Nice.
Well, you got your 5 minutes.
Well, thank you. And I'm not going to say all this stuff. I'll just say hail and kill and take good care, man. Good show.
There you go. People want to be recognized.
I thought you were going to ask him why you eat worms.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, why do I eat worms? Why does Chris rule, and why do I eat worms?
He said it's a quote from a movie.
Oh, okay.
It's a quote from MASH.
All right.
So I guess you don't suck as much as we thought you might.
Okay.
It's just a quote from MASH.
I gotcha.
That was spelled out earlier.
I see. Well, next thing you know, I'm going to start talking about slaking and stuff.
Yeah.
That's another mashism.
I know.
All right, here we go. Well, I don't get it. I don't quite understand.
Yeah, I don't either. That's why is the only that's the only question. Why?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there must have been some executive somewhere thinking, if you guys do this, we could possibly do that, and this might gain you some traction, and who knows.
It's an answer we're never going to get because it was not a band decision. Otherwise, it's not, they'll come out and say, well, we always loved that song. And we just thought, oh, that would be so cool to do something so different from us. And, they're going to say that kind of bullshit.
Of course.
the reality is some fucking manager somewhere said, Nick, this is how it's got to work. We can get a cume of this if you do this song. So here's 5 songs to choose. Here's Loverboy by Billy Ocean. Here's fucking Madonna Like a Virgin. You know, picked 4 fucking terrible songs and put them out there, and they picked one. And they were like, yeah, Madonna, that'd be cool. Let's do that.
Yeah.
That's real punk.
It's kind of bizarre.
Isn't that what Nikki always tries to be, Mr. Punk?
Yeah.
It'll be real punk rock to do a pop song, man.
Well, our newfound friend, Mark Striegel of Talking Metal, he did a 4-minute review on Like a Virgin.
He did.
And just a little backstory here, since we've mended fences with Mark is pretty much the principal guy at Talking Metal now. Mm-hmm. And I met up with Mark and John almost 2 years ago at M3.
Right.
During the height of our goofing on Talking Metal.
Right.
As part of our goof, I purchased the Talking Metal domain, talkingmetal.net.
Yeah.
And we had it pointed at one of our websites, I think. I can't remember. Where did you point that to at first?
It was either our site or Meatspin or something. It probably Meatspin at first.
Well, I know we did that with the Dirt Talk.
Yeah, with Booze, News, and Coos or whatever.
No. It was what was it? News, Chicks, and Politics or something like that?
Yeah, or something.
Yeah.
Beer, Chicks, and Politics.
Beer, Chicks, and Politics. I snatched that domain up.
Right.
And you had that pointed at Meatspin, but I think you pointed the talkingmetal.net to us.
Probably did, or our podcast or something.
Yeah, exactly. So
probably did.
So Mark reached out to you a few weeks ago and asked, if we would be willing to part with talkingmetal.net.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Which I've owned for over 10 years now.
Right.
And I completed the transfer of it to him this week.
Oh, look at you.
So I just gave it to him.
Look at that. What a nice guy.
Yeah. I reached out the olive branch there and gave him talkingmetal.net.
So I would say the war is officially over.
Yeah. I've conceded, gave him his domain name back.
Mm-hmm. We're letting him heal from the atomic bomb we dropped on him.
Exactly. Hail and Kill caller, you're on the air.
I'm just calling in quickly before my manager calls. I'm just calling in to say I love the 2 new Crue songs.
You're a fucking homo, Tim. Tim, you are fucking. How can you like? Hold on, Tim. I'm gonna give you your space to. I'm gonna give you as much time as you need here. Explain to me how you can possibly not listen to that song and think that it is total fucking garbage. Go.
It rocks. The production rocks. The sonically it sounds amazing. Bob Rock's done it again. The whole vocal performance, the whole thing. I mean, initially when I heard Like a Virgin, I was kind of like, ugh, but it's really grown on me. I've listened to it like 40 times now.
40 times.
Yeah, and I've listened to The Dirt nearly 180 times.
Oh my God,
Tim, you really would suck Nikki's dick, wouldn't you? If Nikki said that you could come to any event and hang out with the band, would you suck his cock?
No, I would not.
Are you sure?
As I said before,
Are you 100% positive that you wouldn't suck his cock?
Yes. All the tattoos and disease. No, it's fantastic.
Oh.
And, I just love it.
A lot of studio magic there, Tim.
Well, it's magic indeed. The Crue freaking unbelievable.
Oh.
As I've said before, Nikki Sixx is my John Lennon.
Oh my God!
You know?
Yeah, so he wrote Like a Virgin.
No, come on. You know what I mean, Neely.
No, I don't.
All right,
Anyway,
Tim.
my
New
manager's probably
Tattoo.
calling.
Rate that from 1 to 10. The album, New Tattoo.
10.
10.
10. We've
Sure.
had this discussion before. My favourite Motley Crue music is from Primal Scream onward.
Oh, Tim. Oh, Tim.
Maybe.
Come on.
I can't help it.
You can get a lobotomy. Jesus, Tim. That is. Even the band wouldn't say that.
Yeah, well, I know Vince doesn't like Generation Swine.
Why would he? It's garbage. Has one good song on it.
No, it's not. It's just different.
It's garbage. It has one good song.
Is that your kid yelling in the background?
That's his kid saying, "You're fucking crazy, Dad. This Generation Swine is garbage."
She thinks I'm crazy. Anyway, my time's probably up. I'm probably going to get. My manager's calling. Crew rules. God, I'm so excited. Hail and kill.
Tim, I know you're probably still listening, Tim, and you don't need to call back to agree to this. I'm just telling you now. I am expecting a call from you next week, and I'm putting it out there now. I would like a call from you next week, and I'm giving you some homework. I want you to write down what you're going to say before you call in and you're all flustered and fucked up. But I want you to call in next week with a written down reason why you think that The Dirt is better than The Godfather, because I'm sure you're going to say it's the greatest movie of all time. So I want you to call in next week with your movie review of The Dirt. Okay? That I would like. And if you're going to see Karabi this week, I'd like to hear about that as well. That is what I would like.
All right.
Giving Tim some homework. He's John Lennon.
Oh, my God. Please.
He's not even Sean Lennon.
All right. As I was saying before Tim's eloquent call there, I gave Talking Metal their domain name back.
Well, that was nice of you, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he actually offered to buy it.
Yeah, he offered to throw me $100, but I said, you know what, dude, if it serves you well, I'll just give it to you.
Yeah, we're done with that war. So
I don't need the money, so here's your domain.
Would you give Beers, Chicks, and Politics to Ben Franklin there?
I might just hang on to that just for nostalgia reasons.
You're not going to point that to Metal Coffee?
No, Metal Coffee PR. Yeah. Wow.
That video was something, huh?
Yeah, that's a whole nother discussion. Well, anyway, Mark Striegel of Talking Metal, he did a 4-minute review on Like a Virgin. I have not heard this.
Oh, well,
I know you did, but I have not heard it. So,
I'm gonna say, Tim James, sit up and listen, my friend.
Because I'm gonna see what Mark has to say about this. But the first thing I have to ask Mark though is, what's up with that hair?
He's growing it out.
Yeah, he had it grown out, but it's got like this boy cut thing going on. I don't know, it's bizarre.
Mm.
All right, here's Mark. Yeah, he's rocking out.
Motley Crue, Like a Virgin. I just spent 3 minutes and 8 seconds listening to that for the first time. And what you just witnessed there was the end of my first listen to it. So stay tuned. I'm going to tell you what I think of it. I shut my eyes for the most part. I absorbed it and really felt it. So
he's less like a virgin and more like a sponge. This video is kind of funny because he's just actually got his eyes closed, basking in the moment.
It's like,
he's immersing himself in the stench of Motley Crue.
Motley Crue.
Right.
Stay tuned for my review of the new Motley Crue song, Like a Virgin, which was released today. I first wanted to give a shout out to Rob Barnett and Victor Ruiz. These two dear friends of mine both told me on the same day that maybe I should start doing videos and not worry about setting up the 4K camera, not worry about putting lights up, and just pull out the cell phone and hit record. Rob does videos every...
Yeah, that's what Eddie Trunk does, but he does it for big money.
I don't mind it for this. If he's gonna do like a 5-minute thing every day, then you don't need to have all the gear.
Well, I agree. I was just making a joke that
Right.
one of our affiliates paid Eddie Trunk to do a 30-second cell phone thing and paid him money to do it.
Yeah, and he said he did this number. I'll do it on the video. He goes, "Hey, it's me, Eddie Trunk." And when I'm gonna be at Rocklahoma, I can't wait to see y'all there. Oh, stop.
All right, here we go.
Every day, which I love and try to watch as many of them as possible. And Victor has always been a part of the Talking Metal family and helps me with the Patreon page. So here we go. I'm doing videos. I don't know if I'm going to do them every day. It'd be great if I did, but let's start here. Today, Motley Crue released the single "Like a Virgin," obviously a Madonna cover, and I was nervous about this. I really was. I didn't know.
He was nervous?
He's very nervous. He's like Tim. He's a big fan.
Yeah, I know. Why would you get nervous about the announcement of a release of a song?
Because you don't want your favorite bands to fail, dude. It's big. It's a big.
I don't know about this. Oh,
heart-crushing-
man. I don't know about this.
Please, if Duncan was releasing an album and you hadn't heard it yet, your heart would be palpitating.
No. Nervous about this?
Your heart wouldn't be palpitating?
No.
No.
I
guarantee you, Tim was sitting there just fucking in a state of panic when he's probably been holding the desk till his knuckles turned white.
Right.
Like a Virgin, this might suck. It might be the end of the greatest songwriter's reign as the king. Ugh. And then he messaged Mark, and Mark goes, "Yeah, it could be."
Right, here we go.
Exactly what to expect. I do like Madonna. I'm a Madonna fan. I'm not like hardcore, but I like all the hits and owned a few records when I was younger.
How about you, Chris? You are you in Mark's camp? Did you own the Madonna records?
I owned quite a few. I still own quite a few of them, and I actually saw Madonna a few times. Big fan of Madonna.
Okay.
Definitely was.
I do not own any Madonna. I have never seen Madonna live. So
well, she puts on a good show, or at least back then when she was all whored up.
Yeah.
I saw her on that tour, on Like a Virgin tour. It was great. I loved that look, that whole, torn up clothes.
Yeah, of course. That was just the fun, fuck me doll look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And her rolling around and shit.
Well,
that was great.
That was her appeal, though. She was a boy toy.
Yeah, she was a fuck doll.
I think that's actually the first time that term was ever used, boy toy.
Mm-hmm.
That she was just like, do with me what you want.
I could tell you what, I could have filled milk jugs for days jerking off to her.
Yeah,
Holy
I'm just here to pleasure you.
How much cum do you think she fucking engaged in 1984?
Oh, quite a bit.
Would you say 10 Olympic swimming pools?
That's a lot of cum.
It was 19. I'm talking about worldwide.
I understand. I get what you're saying.
Because I can tell you for a fact, me personally, I definitely in 83 to 84 jerked off to cum 300 times to Madonna.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Easily.
Okay. I got to say that's never even once hit me.
I had the album, like whatever you call that, the maxi single of Into the Groove.
Okay.
And it had a pullout of her in different poses. And oh, did I just fucking used to hold that with the right hand while jerking it with the left, and playing it on my fucking stereo. So I got the music playing, get into the groove. I'm jerking to the beat of that, and I'm holding that thing, and it's just kind of waving like a flag to give her some motion.
It's interesting what you find for jerk material.
Oh, dude, back then you had to take what you got.
I understand. I was in the same era as you, dude. Same era.
Madonna was definitely the queen of the jerk material in 1983 and 4.
All right.
Fuck yeah.
Hail and Kill caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, it's me again. You know, see, that's why I always do that little joke. Neeley eats worms. That's because Hawkeye once took over a class for Frank. They were teaching the Koreans English, and he said Frank Burns eats worms.
Right.
And this is why, because you never will budge. Notice how Chris, yes, a couple Madonna albums, then of course he, goes into a little animalistic type tirade there, which I respect also. But you just don't budge. Like when we talk about like I'm part of it. When you guys talk about popular TV sometimes, here comes Neeley. Well, I don't watch it.
Well, I don't. I mean, that's why this show is as successful as it is, or why people are polarized to the Chris camp or the Neeley camp, because some people relate to Chris, some people relate to me, because I have never been one, since you just brought up TV, I've never been one to watch popular TV shows. It's just never been my thing. Well, I mean, but you're so talented. I love your talent and all that. I just get so mad at you sometimes, and I'm certainly not going to say anything crazy. I'm not going to go in against two machine gunners. I'm just like, Neeley eats worms, because I know that's safe. Well, my focus has always been different than Chris's. I got to be honest with you. I was raised in a very, very conservative family. And so taking part in pop culture did not hit me until I was in my into my 20s, maybe. Growing up, I never experienced a lot of the things the kids my age were experiencing. I never went to like high school dances. I never participated in watching racy television shows like Sanford and Son or All in the Family or anything like that, because we weren't allowed. But Chris, on the other hand, he was kind of a wild card, and he was one of the bad kids. He was getting arrested or getting jacked up by the cops or selling weed.
I know I'm in the Chris camp. He just has that little. But sometimes you're a little bit, I think, a contrarian, because it'll be like, well, if everybody's going for this, then Neeley's gonna say the hell with it.
Well, see, I don't do it purposely. See, it's not a contrived thing. I'm just being honest with you that I did not go that direction. I was never a follower. I just did my own thing always.
I can't believe I'm this involved tonight. I'm petrified that I'm going to get bashed, because you two guys, I could hang up and this could be really bad for me. But I'm just going to slide out of here, and that's it. Take good care, heal and kill, fuck you, pal, and hand job.
All right. There he goes.
Hold on. And real quick, I'm just going to answer the chat room real quick instead of typing it. No, Tyrant, I never jerked to Florida from Good Times. But I definitely jerked to both the daughter. I can't remember off the top of my head what the daughter's name was. I definitely jerked to her and her monster tits, and fucking Willona. So yes, I did jerk to some Good Times, and later in life to Janet Jackson too, but not when she was on the show and was like 10. But yes, three of the ladies that appeared on Good Times, yes, I did spew sperm too. So there's your answer.
All right. Well, getting back to Mark.
Yes.
He's nervous about the release of Like a Virgin.
Yes.
All right, let's see if he got over his nerves.
Okay.
And Motley has done covers in the past, so they're not a stranger to doing covers. And I got to tell you, I think this is one of the best covers they've ever done. Obviously, I like Smoking in the Boys' Room. That's a great song. But this is so good. And again, I went in a little skeptical of it. I was afraid it was going to suck just because Madonna, I mean, it's Madonna. I mean, some of you guys might hate Madonna. I love Madonna. It's like, how do you touch a song like that? But they kill it. It sounds like a Motley Crue song. Once you get past the idea that this is a cover of a Madonna song and kind of put that in the back of your mind, it sounds like a Motley song. I love what they do to the chorus. They go to this kind of minor progression behind the vocal that it really works well. It has a very typical standard Motley Crue production. It isn't like, Motley at times in the past tried to modernize their sound and stuff. I don't think they're doing that here. It sounds like standard Motley Crue, which is what we want, what Motley Crue fans want. We want to hear Motley Crue sounding like Motley Crue, not Motley Crue trying to be something else. So they did an excellent job with this. 2 for 2 so far. I heard the song "The Dirt," which I thought was
wow. What's this guy's name? Tim Striegel?
Tim Striegel or Mark James?
Yeah, Mark James.
Well, who just posted that in the chat room? Of course, Phil. I jerked off to the last 3 of them to what's her name? Lisa Wenchel and Kim Fields, and what was the last? Look at that picture in there. What's her name?
Lisa Weckel, you mean?
Of course, I whacked it to her.
Yeah, she was
as well, but the one on the end, and not Mrs. Garrett.
McKeon.
Nancy McKeon.
Yeah, Nancy
right?
McKeon. Yeah,
Nancy McKeon, of course, and especially her. She was Joe Polnicek.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She was the street girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can definitely think that there was some fucking sticky situations on the little portable TV set when the backlight was on. Fuck yeah, that was definitely a rub-out show.
Okay.
Why are they so fascinated by this? I'm the only one. I'm the only guy in
here.
No,
you're the only guy who will admit it.
I guess. How can you not admit it? You're a liar if you don't admit it. Everybody jerked off to somebody on TV if you watched it. If you watched enough TV, you ended up in the bathroom or the bedroom fucking jerking to it. You had to. You would sit there thinking about it the whole time. Look, they'd show Joe Polnicek bent over a car, working on a car or something, and the only thing I'd be doing is looking at her ass. I'd be like, oh, yeah. Oh, Mom, I got to go to the bathroom. Oh, I must have ate something that disagrees with me.
Right.
I'll be back in 5 to 7 minutes.
Right.
All right. Anyway.
This new single of the Madonna cover, Like a Virgin, great. So congratulations to Motley Crue. You guys are 2 for 2 with these new songs. I'm not sure how many new songs are on the album. Let's see. 3 remaining. Oh, okay. So Ride with the Devil, Crash and Burn. I haven't heard those songs. The 3 remaining songs are the aforementioned. Right. Okay. So it sounds like there's 4 new songs on this soundtrack to The Dirt, which looks like it's essentially a greatest hits record with 4 new songs. So we've had 2 of the new songs released now, and it's 2 for 2. Great job to Motley Crue. Looking forward to checking out The Dirt on March 22nd on Netflix. Listen to my brand new interview with Mick Mars on Talking Metal 802. All right, thank you. Maybe I'll do another one of these on Monday.
There you go.
He's very convincing.
I will say, Mick Mars, good get.
Yeah, I would imagine.
That's a good get there.
Well, there's a couple more reviews of Like a Virgin. Would you like to hear them?
I want to hear them all.
All right. This one here is basically 9 seconds.
Okay.
Let's see here. There was no audio for that. It was just some guy standing in the camera, looking at the camera, shaking his head, and then just like, why bother, and walked off the camera.
It's funny.
All right, here's one by somebody by the name of Devin Duncan.
Okay.
Let's see what he has to say.
Well, good evening and welcome to my YouTube reviews. I figured I will start these whole
Who's a Psycho Postman?
Might be.
All right.
things off with something a little new, a little recent, and something that dropped this morning, actually. Motley Crue's version of Like a Virgin, their cover of the Madonna song.
Who's this, our friend Jeremy from Kentucky?
Might be. You know that there Motley Crue, they've dropped that new Like a Virgin song today.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you all about it right
Yep.
after I get back from the gas station,
Here we go.
because I got to get some petrol for the heating system here in the trailer.
And I've got to pick up a can of Skull.
I got to get the flavored Skull, though. It's got to be the mint. Everybody likes the mint better than the regular flavor.
Yeah. Who doesn't enjoy a little worm dirt between your cheek and gum?
And if anybody knows about being worms and eating the worms, it's Neeley.
That's exactly right. There we go.
And, I mean, since the soundtrack's track listing has been revealed, a lot of people's kind of questioned that song. They've came out and said stuff about it. I can't exactly remember exactly what they said, but they did defend
Well, you didn't do your homework, now did you?
I've got to say, I didn't do my homework there because I'm from the South. We don't have homework. It's bad enough we got to walk 14 miles to school, Neeley.
Yeah, that's like one of us coming on here and said, well, somebody said something about this, but I don't remember what they said.
You know, I know somebody said something from the Motley camp about this song. I got no fucking idea what they said, but they might have said something about it. Y'all can fucking look that up. You know what I'm saying? Go on out there, look that up, and let me know what you hear.
Right.
My email address is redneck@hillbilly.org.
But they dropped it this morning. To be honest with you, I didn't care for the version. I mean, it sounded, the beginning of it sounded more in line to something of kind of rap, and then it kind of diverged into kind of a more traditional Motley Crue sound, something they would do on, I kind of pictured it like New Tattoo or something like that. But to be honest with you, I didn't care for it, to be honest.
He's being honest with us. He said it twice.
If you like that song, you might be a redneck.
I mean, it's another new song for the Motley Crue soundtrack for the Dirt, and I mean, I haven't heard the Dirt song yet, but I'll have to listen to it later. I've heard like one of the verses of the song, and then I've heard Machine Gun Kelly rap, and I mean, that was just a little bit of the song. I mean, it could be a great song. I just really didn't. It didn't really.
Then why bother talking about it?
Let me just tell you, I didn't hear shit about it, other than some of it that I did hear. And let me just tell you, that part that I did hear didn't make me want to hear anymore. So I didn't listen. I just think I'll just waste some time talking about something I know nothing about.
Right.
So that's all there is to say about that. Jesus.
I think I should introduce him to Jennifer.
Grabbed me at the time, but the Dirt, to be honest with you,
Be honest with us now.
the Dirt movie itself, I mean, I'm interested to see it. I mean, this song though, it shows me right there how distant from reality some members of the band actually are. I mean,
Which ones?
Some of them.
Which ones? Which ones are the ones that are some of the members of the
There, Danny.
bands?
I'd say 2 of the 4 guys have some distance.
Which ones?
I'm going to be honest with you and tell you, Neeley. I really don't know. But 2 of them might be having some distance from the rest of reality. That's all I got to say about that. Just to be deadly honest with you, Neeley. 2 of the 4. You picked the 2.
Right. It's your choice. I just think it's 2 of the 4.
It's got to be somebody that's not in tune with the rest of us here in Kentucky.
Right.
mean, Tommy Lee and
whatever.
Nikki Sixx, they've both been kind of the dictators of the band throughout the years, especially at the time when Vince Neil wasn't there. And I mean, I don't know if all the members of the band had a say-so in recording this. I really couldn't picture Mick Mars wanting to record this song. I mean, I kind of picture that as being something of Nikki Sixx and Tommy Lee or something like that, because, and maybe Vince Neil had a hand in it, I don't know, but
you know, when I'm trying to picture what Mick Mars might play on, I got to think White Zombie type stuff, because he looks like Rob Zombie, all dead and shit. That's what I'm thinking. Let me be honest with you, Neely. White Zombie is what I think of when I think of Mick Mars. How about you, Neely?
I just think it's funny. It's like, well, I think it's Tommy and Nikki, but, you know, Vince might have a hand in this, but then again, I really don't know.
You know, everybody might have done something on this. And again, nobody might have done nothing.
Right.
I really don't know, but I'm going to tell you the truth here. I don't fucking know.
But I'm going to talk about it anyway.
Yeah. Let me talk about something else I know nothing about. And I'll just talk around it in a circle, and I'll come back to the straight truth, which is that I don't know shit about what I'm talking about.
Right.
I'm lucky I was able to make this camera turn on, for fuck's sake. Jesus. Everything he says is...
He doesn't know.
Let me tell you what I think. I don't know.
No, let me tell you what I think. To be truthful with you, I don't really know.
To be honest, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I mean, that just kind of shows you right there how distant they are from actually what they used to be. I mean, even I think probably the last honest album Motley Crue recorded was probably MC 94, Motley Crue 94, the self-titled album with John Corabi. And after that, I mean, John Corabi even left because he said that things had gotten just so chaotic. He said that the band, which was dictated by Nikki Sixx and Tommy Lee, he said that both of them didn't know what direction they wanted to take the band. He said they started out with a more kind of hard rock sound, and he said then they kind of branched off saying, hey, I want the kind of hard edge of Pantera, and then also add a little bit of a hint of Oasis or David Bowie or something like that. And basically John Corabi said, what are you talking about? He said, we can only do one thing at a time. And that was the result of those two really not knowing what direction they wanted to go in. And John Corabi left because of it. And then,
is that why he left?
Not the story I heard.
That's not what I heard either.
I heard they brought Vince back and said, beat it. I heard they tried for a couple of weeks to make it work with Corabi as a rhythm guitar player, and that wasn't flying, so they said, scram, Sam.
Yeah. You're not Vince. That's what people want. They want to hear Vince. Sorry. You got to go.
They want to hear bad vocals. Like Tim James. He wants to hear the bad vocal version.
Right. But then again, to be honest with you, I really don't know.
Being totally honest, I just got to say, I ain't got a clue why John Corabi left. I just gave you a bunch of stuff that might be true and might not be.
Right.
I really don't know.
Yeah.
He left for some reason, though, because I tell you, he ain't there.
Vince Neil came back, and then after that, Tommy Lee left, and they did the new Tattoo album, which was marketed as a return to form that had Randy Castillo.
Castillo?
Castillo?
Yeah, Castillo.
I guess in Kentucky they didn't sell Generation Swine. Because he said they came back with new Tattoo.
Yeah, they did.
Whoops.
Vince came back and then Tommy left.
Yeah. But that can't be right. Because Tommy was one of the main members of the band that was making decisions. So how did he leave when he was in charge?
Right.
How did that happen?
Yeah.
I thought he was in charge. Well, I'm just going to be honest here. I really don't know who left and why. I got no idea.
Right.
That was more back to basics album, a very good one in my opinion. And then well, I haven't heard it in a while, to be honest with you, but I remember like
it was a great album,
but I don't remember it at all.
I can't say that I've listened to it since it came out, but it really was great. I remember liking it for that 5 minutes that I listened to it, and I don't really know if it had any songs that were good on it because I can't remember. But it was great.
liking it pretty good. But then we had the album Saints of Los Angeles, which I've never heard. I have heard it most of the way through, but I've never sat down and totally listened to it and just formed an opinion of it. But I mean, that's my opinion on Motley Crue's Like a Virgin. Hope you enjoyed it.
I don't think he talked about it at all, did he?
I don't know. That's my opinion. Y'all probably can't figure out what it is, but that is my opinion on that.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what that's like? You know that scene in Forrest Gump where he goes to talk and then they pull all the fucking wires out so nobody can hear him?
Yeah. When he was addressing the anti-war crowd.
Yeah. And then they plug it in right at the end and he goes, and that's what I got to say about that.
Exactly.
That's this guy.
Yeah. He says that they covered Like a Virgin, then he goes into the whole history of John Corabi and, you know, Vince leaving and coming back and, you know, all that stuff. And they go, and that's my opinion on the new song.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what he's talking about, but okay.
There'll be more reviews to come. I mean, movie reviews, album reviews, the whole thing. And I hope you like this. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think, and thank you for listening. And see you around.
See you around.
What's his name? I'm going to subscribe to him.
His name is Devin Duncan. Dungan.
I got to subscribe to him on YouTube. Devin Duncan. I can't wait to hear his review of the new LA Guns. Now, LA Guns got a new song. It's called Rage. They're playing it on Frontiers Records. And, you know, when Jizzy Pearl was in LA Guns, that was a good year. But let me tell you the truth. I really don't remember Jizzy being in the band. It's like, dude, what are you doing? I like that he's out there trying to, you know, share for people or whatever, but have a point.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah, that guy was all over the place.
You know, we don't necessarily agree with Mark, but he at least stuck to the topic.
Yeah.
You know, he came in and said what he thought about the Motley Crue single and got the fuck out of there. He didn't go into the history of the band. Jesus.
And that's all I know about that.
Yeah, and that's all there is to hear.
To be honest with you.
To be honest with you. I could probably talk a little bit more about this single, but I really don't know that I can. So I'm going to stop here unless I don't, because this might be a good place to start. And I just got to tell you the truth. I'm going to stop now. What is he talking about?
Then they came out with Saints of Los Angeles. I don't remember listening to it, but I think it was a pretty good album.
Yeah. I didn't really listen to it to get an opinion, but I did listen to it. If you listen to it, you have some opinion.
Yeah.
And the fact that you don't remember, that pretty much says that your opinion wasn't good.
Yeah. Or it just wasn't that good to where you remembered it.
Yeah. That would be your opinion. Not good enough to go back to it. Jeez.
So there you are. A couple of people giving their review of Like a Virgin, Motley Crue.
Well, there we go. Can't wait to see the movie next week. Are you going to watch the movie on Friday?
Well, I don't know that I'll make a point of going, oh, it's out today, I'm going to watch it.
I've already booked myself out of work so that I can... No, I'm kidding. I probably will watch it right at midnight, though, because I never go to sleep anyway, so I might as well get it out of the way. Might be good. Who knows? Somehow I'm doubting it, though.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of Motley Crue,
Yes.
I I see that Motley Crue obviously is out of time as far as the what do you want to call the era that they came from.
Okay.
And in today's day and age, especially with the whole MeToo movement,
Yeah.
now all of a sudden the whole Motley Crue debauchery, taking advantage of women and all that. Now it's like, I didn't do any of that.
Yeah, I saw that and was like, you fucking pussy.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't need any backlash from the Me Too people.
Yeah, no, can't have that.
Yeah. So it's funny how people are running from their past now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, well, I don't even remember if that was really a truthful story or not.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's in the book, but I don't remember taking advantage of women the way that we said that we did.
Yeah, I was always very polite with women.
Yeah.
Shut up. Shut up.
I was always like walking them to their car and making sure they got home safely and,
Yeah. I never fucked a chick after rubbing my dick clean with fucking a taco.
Nope, I never did any of that stuff.
No, that didn't happen. Why is he backing down? I mean, he's a he's got to have $100 million, doesn't he, or more?
You would think so.
He's not the guy that has to back down from anything. Just say, fuck it. That's what I did. That was the lifestyle then, and that's what I did. And if you don't like it, tough shit. I'm still richer than you.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. In this day and age where everybody is atoning or being held accountable for the sins of the past, with this release of this movie, it's shining a light on aberrant behavior or poor behavior of the past. Here we've had, when did The Dirt come out, the book? 19 years ago?
It's been a while, yeah.
I think it came out like 2000 or 2002 or somewhere around there.
Okay.
Well, here we are, 18, 19 years ago.
Yeah.
Nowhere in that during that time did we hear, oh, by the way, the stuff in that book, yeah, we just made that up.
Yeah.
But now that the movie's coming out and shining a spotlight on that behavior, you know what? Maybe some of those stories aren't quite as true as, we made them out to be.
Yeah. So you're either a liar to make money or a liar now to save money.
Yeah, to save face.
Yeah, save face and not. I wonder if he's actually worried that they'll pull his music from like strip clubs and stuff.
I'm thinking that could be a case. Hail and kill caller, you're on the air.
Hey, it's Sammy.
Hey, what's up, Sammy?
Jordan. How are you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing, Sammy. How you doing?
We doing good, and I got my good friend and special guest, George Mahalovic, here with me.
Well, he was my good friend. He was my good friend first, and I introduced him to you, so you get sloppy seconds, my friend.
I'm taking every advantage of that tonight, Neeley.
What are you doing to George? Are you humping him or something?
I had no, nothing like that. Nothing like that at all. How you guys doing?
You already asked that, Sammy. We said we were good.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I haven't heard from Chris, so I'm just trying to figure that out.
I'm fine.
I'll take. Thank you. Since Sammy's having problems, I'll explain the situation to you. They played opening up for Winger at a place called Jurgles in Warrendale, which is outside of Pittsburgh, and they had a great set. Fans really liked them. Good show, and Winger, as always, was really good also. So it was a good night, and they are now here at their. Well, this isn't your hotel. I don't know what hotel. We're at somebody's hotel. Yeah, we're at another hotel, so they can have a few, let's see, nightcaps before they go back to their hotel and get some sleep.
What are you, the Siskel and Ebert of live show reviews?
That pretty much sums it up. And by the way, we missed you guys tonight. So it was a good show.
Dude, you're playing live and you're getting out there and getting to play in front of crowds and stuff, and you're worried about us.
Yes, because if it wasn't, do I have to go into this again about if it wasn't for you two guys?
No, you don't need to go into that. You guys stand on your own. It has nothing to do with us.
Yes, it does have a lot to do with y'all. So
I don't have spirit fingers, and I don't have the ability to play the drums like you. So it's all you. It's all you.
No, it's not. But anyway, we'll talk about that another time. But no, we did miss you guys. We had a good night. But the reason I wanted to call in because George was here, and I wanted to let you guys know that George came, and we had a good time, and we just thought we'd call in and give you guys some shit.
Well, when it comes to guitarists,
we love the classic metal stuff.
Well, when it comes to guitarists, George is one of my favorites. That guy is underrated. He should be bigger than what he is, and it's a shame that he doesn't have the opportunity to be have the exposure that he deserves to have.
You know what? I told him that tonight, and he's giving me some rock and roll story about he doesn't know what he's going to do. But we're going to get him on stage. We already talked about. We're going to give him the CD. He's going to learn a couple songs. We're going to have him come on stage a couple shows, we hope. So that would be awesome. We are actually thrilled to even think about that idea. So he's phenomenal.
Well, what does your normal guitarist think of that? He might be thinking that this is a showcase to replace him.
Well, don't tell him, but we might replace one or two. We might replace Bubba, so I don't know. No, actually, in actuality, no. We all talked about we'd love for George to really just jump on stage and play a couple songs with us. So we're actually in talks about that because, I mean, George cannot sit on the sidelines. He's that goddamn good, and it pisses me off he's not playing.
Well, maybe I'll have to sing at the Erie show.
We'll talk about that, Chris.
No, we won't. That's not happening. I'm kidding.
Bullshit. You know what? I will pay to see that. So we'll talk about that. You got to learn. You got to learn one of the songs off the EP.
I could learn them. Shit. If you want me to get, I would do it. If you want to have the fat guy getting up there singing, I'll do it. I don't care.
No.
I'll learn not this way.
Actually, well, I don't know if you can do. I don't want to sound all rock star. We can't let you do the signature song, but we'll let you do a song.
All right, well, I'll do whatever.
Yeah, coming to the mic. Coming to the mic, our good friend Hefty C.
They took a page from the Winger playbook. What they did was the last song of the night was it the last?
No,
song?
they did. They ain't talking about love, and they brought some dude on stage.
And he played bass while Kip sang lead.
Yep.
Now
you guys pick a cover.
Was
Neeley can or not Neeley? Chris can pick whatever cover he wants.
Well, Chris, yeah. I think Chris is already singing on an album, aren't you, Chris?
If you really want me to get up on stage and sing, I will do it. We'll talk about it.
We will talk about it. I told you we would talk this week, so we will.
All right.
But
Okay.
I think I don't know if you know, and I don't know if Neeley told you, but I think we're bagging him to come to Erie too. So it's going to be a Summer Bash reunion.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
So was Reb there tonight?
He was there. Yep.
Oh, all right.
He was there. Reb and they were great. They were really
John,
they kicked ass.
Reb, Rod Morgenstein, Kip, and John Roth on second guitar. They were really, really good.
Yep.
And how was the crowd?
Sold out.
Sold out.
And
And how
Now
was
it's about
Go ahead.
700 people venue. I mean, it was a good sized crowd. And
yeah, it was. It was a great
people
crowd.
were really into it.
And how was the response to Red
Speaking
Rain?
of Reb Beach just walked in the hotel. Did he really? Yeah.
Reb, you know Reb?
Yeah, I know Reb a little bit.
Get him on the phone here, man.
See if we can get him on the phone. I don't know. Hold on, here he comes. Hold on. We're looking. Hold on. I'll
Only
ask
the
him.
show.
Here he comes. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Are you kidding me?
Can I please ask you to say hello? Do you know Neeley and Chris from the Classic Metal Show? He said he does not want to talk to you guys. He doesn't know who the hell you guys are.
We were just telling how great the show was.
Yeah, we were just talking how great the show was.
Both of them?
Yes. You know.
Hey, it's Kara. How you guys doing?
Hey, what's up, Kara?
Hey, we're tired. Red's tired. He's going to bed. Good night, Red.
Anyway, so yeah, it was but it was a great show. So everything was good.
Cool.
Well, glad you're getting out and playing a couple of shows.
I'm sorry, do what?
I said I'm glad to see you're getting out and playing a couple of shows.
Thank you. Well, we just wanted to call and say hi. I just wanted George to say hi, so we just want to say hello, and we love the CMS, and hail and kill, and fuck you, pal, and hand job.
All right.
Those sentiments.
And I'll beat it.
There they go. So these guys, get this.
Harassing Reb.
So get this. So these guys are out playing a gig tonight, opening up for Winger, obviously, and playing with Winger and hanging out with the band and this. All they think about is the Classic Metal Show. You know, hey, we got to call in, man, because without those guys, our night is not complete.
That's right.
I don't think I'd be thinking about us if I was out doing other shit.
Fuck no. Dude, when I go away and don't do a show for a week and you're doing the show, I never think about calling in and doing fuck that. I'm gone. I'm out doing something else.
Right.
There's no chance that I'm going to do that.
Yeah. Well,
I know you call in every once in a while,
yeah,
but
because
you're at something that needs to be reported on.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if you were just out with some chick at like a movie or something and dinner, like if you had like a date type of a night or something planned, the last thing you're going to do is like, hold on, honey, I need 15 minutes to call in the show. Fuck that.
Too funny. All right, well, getting back to Motley Crue and Nikki Sixx.
Okay.
Mr. Nikki.
Yeah.
So he says... He said he greatly embellished or completely fabricated the rape story.
Oh, good.
Now, do you think if, say, the Dirt, the movie The Dirt, came out or was coming out, say, 10 or 15 years ago,
yeah,
do you think he'd still have the same opinion then?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Well, he didn't. The book was out, and he didn't change his story.
That's what I'm saying. The book has been out for 15, 18 years now.
Yeah.
And never once did we walk back any of the stories. But now that, as I said before, now that the movie is coming out and it's shining a spotlight on poor behavior that is highly frowned upon, especially in this day and age of the MeToo movement, now all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, you know, we probably just made that story up.
He had all that time that he was on The Sixth Sense that he could have brought this to light. And he didn't. You know, that's a story that did not come up until they start marching on people that fucking treat women like shit.
Right. Now, getting back to your point before Sammy called in,
yeah,
is he concerned about Motley songs being, taken off radio or taken out of the strip clubs or not being played, much like the Michael Jackson catalog is being yanked from popular outlets now?
I would think he is, yeah.
I mean, you know, I'm sure that you probably have seen or heard a lot of the backlash about this Leaving Neverland.
I have, yeah.
And they're talking about taking the Michael Jackson catalog, you know, out of rotation in a lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can't play the music of a pedophile.
Which, okay, that's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is never was found guilty. So why? And again, I'm not defending Michael Jackson at all. He's a fucking scumbag piece of shit. I watched Leaving Neverland, and he definitely raped these fucking guys. There's zero thought. I got to bring clips to you from that thing, by the way, because the level of description that this guy goes into about Michael Jackson having him fucking spread his ass cheeks and jerking off while he's looking into his asshole. And I know that sounds like me over-dramatizing it. That's exactly how he explains it.
Right.
I mean, he really... It's almost too graphic, except for the fact that I'm a salacious fuck, so I loved hearing what a dirty, filthy fuck this weirdo was. But regardless of all that, Michael Jackson, for the last 40 fucking years, or however many years it's been, they've kept playing the music. This is not new. This that he was raping kids is not a new allegation. they've been making that allegation since what? The Bad record came out?
Yeah, well, he went to court twice.
Yeah, well, that was later. But, I mean, they were talking about him sticking his dick in Macaulay Culkin and the Coreys and stuff all the way back in the 80s.
Right.
You know, when he was running around with the Coreys. So this is not new. And the fact that they're trying to, that didn't make them stop playing his music. But this documentary, for some reason, and the only reason is because people are now more sensitive than they were then, this documentary that has not gone to court, has not been legally litigated, has not been anything, all of a sudden they got to pull his fucking stuff.
Yeah, well, it's the court of popular opinion. That's what that's what the deal is.
Yeah, same thing with R. Kelly. R. Kelly, I mean, yeah, he's a piece of shit too, but he's still, even today, even though he's going through court a bunch, he still has not been convicted of anything. And they've been talking about him fucking underage people since Aaliyah was alive, and that was fucking the mid-90s. I don't remember when she died exactly, but he allegedly started fucking her when she was 14 or 15, if you believe the documentary. And nobody pulled, you know, his music. I Believe I Can Fly. That's still fucking saying it all over the place. Now there's a documentary, and now we got to stop dealing with R. Kelly, which is fucking nonsense. Didn't they have videotape of him pissing on underage chicks or some shit?
Well, Dave Chappelle show did a parody of that back in the late 90s or early 2000s on the Dave Chappelle show.
Yeah, and that didn't make them pull his music.
Not at all.
It's just now that everybody's an overly hypersensitive fag that fucking now we have to pull everything. Now everything has to be hidden from us. You know, it's like, just stop. Just stop being such a fucking pansy.
Well, the biggest fall guy, or fall guys, since all this came to light was obviously Harvey Weinstein.
Sure.
And what's the guy? Gay actor from
Smollett?
No.
Jesse Smollett?
No. From House of Cards.
Oh, Kevin Spacey.
Mm-hmm. Since those two big names were implicated in inappropriate behavior or forcible behavior, and it's just like a house of cards. It just sort of everything started falling.
Well, but it's interesting that they haven't pulled all the Weinstein movies. Those are still readily available to watch anywhere.
True.
Stuff from the Weinstein Company, because I see the logo up just about every day when I watch a movie. I mean, the guy did do a fucking 1,000 movies or whatever his company did.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, they're not pulling those movies.
Yeah, too much revenue involved there.
Yeah, of course. So they'll just let that one go.
Right.
And he clearly was being a fucking piece of shit. You know, it's selective. It's selective based on you know, who they are and what kind of clout they have. Like Louis C.K. Louis C.K. didn't do nothing illegal. Nothing at all illegal. Nothing he could ever be charged with. But God forbid he jerked off in front of some chicks and they fucking sat there and took it, you know, and watched him do it because they wanted a part in his show or some shit. And you know, he's banned for life. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking dumb.
Motley Crue band member Nikki Sixx is walking back the details of a highly controversial story of a possible sexual assault that appeared in the band's 2000 memoir, The Dirt. So it's 18 years old. 18 years old.
Yeah.
In the book, the rocker stated that he had taken advantage of a woman at a party along with another member of the band, i.e. Tommy Lee. However, Sixx now claims that the story was possibly greatly embellished or outright made up. Yeah, okay.
All right.
Sixx told Rolling Stone in a new interview that he does not remember describing participating in a possible sexual assault at a party, as was detailed in the 2001 memoir. Sixx described the book in the book a night in which he said he was pulled into a small room at a party by a woman, and the two began having sex. Soon after, Sixx said he left the room and returned with his bandmate Tommy Lee, and then tricked the woman into having sex with Lee while thinking she was having sex with Sixx.
Wow.
Representatives for Lee did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Nikki Sixx wrote that he woke up the next morning to hear that the woman claimed she had been raped the night before while hitchhiking home. He wrote that at first he felt relieved she wasn't upset over what he did, but understood that he definitely crossed the line.
Okay.
The rocker now claims that the story may not have happened the way it went down in the book. However, in a later statement, he explained that his past struggles with drugs and alcohol may have led to complete the fabrication of the facts.
Well, he's written a bunch of books about his drug use. How much of that is real then?
Yeah.
Is everything else real? Is your heroin diaries all real, but this is a fake story?
Yeah.
Or is it all fucking bullshit?
Right.
Because I got news for you, Nick. If one is false, I don't really believe much of the other.
Exactly. The book was written in 2000 during a really low point in my life. I had lost my sobriety and was using drugs and alcohol to deal with the disintegrating relationship, which I still to this day regret how I handled. Honestly, I don't recall a lot of the interview with Neil, Sixx told the publication on Tuesday. The Star noted that he went into rehab in 2001 and said now he regrets doing the interview for the Dirt after getting sober.
Yeah, but doesn't regret it enough not to turn it into a movie and make more money from it.
Right. As for the alleged rape incident, Sixx admitted now that he doesn't recall any of the details.
Yeah, it's all made up.
Yeah,
man.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Don't you remember more once you get clean?
You're supposed to.
Yeah, that's how I always thought.
I don't actually recall that story in the book beyond reading it. I have no clue why it's in there other than I was out of my head and it possibly greatly embellished or I just made it up.
Great.
Those words were irresponsible on my part, but not my actions. No, I just added that. I'm sorry, he said. There's a lot of horrible behavior in this book. Yeah, no shit. Why, that's the whole thing of a sensational book like The Dirt, the tell-all book.
That's why most people consider it the greatest one of them all, because it was so debaucherous. Now it's just bullshit?
Yeah.
Great.
What I can tell you is that we all live to regret a lot, and we learn from it. We own up to all of our behavior except for this one.
Well, then why don't you donate every penny that the movie paid you, that Netflix paid for this movie? Why don't you donate it to rape relief or something?
Yeah.
Rape prevention or something.
Sure.
Why don't you donate every penny? All four of you guys. If you feel so bad that this false allegation is in your book, why don't you stop making money of it and you do something good with it? Why don't you take no money from it? You've got $100 million in the bank. Why do you need more? Why do you need to make money off a lie, Nikki? That's what I'd like to know. But he'll never answer that question. He'll never let anybody close enough to him to ask that question.
Of course. We own up to all of our behavior that hurt ourselves, our families, friends, and any innocents around us. The Dirt has been thrust back into the limelight because of its basis on the upcoming Netflix original biopic of the same name about the band's rise to fame and the party lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. Which was all bullshit, according to Nikki.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, everything else was real, but that one story was just made up. That's what he's saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
All the rest was real, but that one story.
Yeah, that one story, that just, the one that might get us in trouble, that's a story that probably didn't happen.
Yeah. The one where you actually committed a crime. Well, that was make-believe.
Yeah.
But all the rest was real.
Right. Bunch of hypocrites.
Yep.
Yeah. So again, it's this fear that retribution is going to come back to you now.
Well, I'm looking forward to this sci-fi movie next week. This fantasy. I'm looking forward to watching it anyway. I know it's a fantasy now, but I'll still watch it.
Right.
You know, it's a movie. It's not supposed to be real.
All right. Well, there you are. So the Dirt comes out next Friday.
Yep. And I will have a review. Tim James will have a review. I'm sure Mark Striegel will have a video review.
Best movie ever made.
And hopefully Dan Duncan, or whatever his name was, hopefully he'll have a review.
Yeah.
Gotta tell you honestly, I liked the movie. Well, I didn't really see it.
I didn't really see it because I don't have Netflix, but I heard from a friend at work who did see it.
That movie was great. Even though I didn't watch it because my girlfriend changed the password on the Netflix account.
Right. My girlfriend changed the password. Oh, man. All right, well, there you are.
Yep, there it is.
All right, let's take a short break here. We got something you'd like to hear?
How about If You Don't Like Rock and Roll from Rainbow?
Rainbow. All right. Let's see here. Rainbow. Here we go. If you don't like rock and roll, well, then what?
Then lie about it and make money off it like Nikki.
Well, I never really heard that song, but it's a good song.
Yeah, it's a great song. I never really listened to it, but it's a cool one. Did you find it?
Yep.
All right.
Let's see here. Yeah. All right. Here's some Rainbow. If you don't like rock and roll, exclusively here
on your classic metal show.